Hello, my love. Oh, if you have landed on this recording, then this is definitely for you because the amount of resistance that I had in recording this, you have no friggin' idea. Basically, my intuition has just guided me to do this really oof, terrifying, super duper raw, honest, vulnerable share about just where I'm at in my life right now, what is happening, my plans and basically how to kind of how to handle like the fears and doubts and worries when your intuition is telling you one thing but you're basically terrified and frozen. So this is what's going on for me right now, and I'm just going to share for any of you puppies who may be interested in this or this might be relevant like for your life right now. Buckle in, tiger, because you're going to get a little story in real time about my life. So basically me, a couple of years ago, I was guided after spending 6 years living on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland in Australia. I was guided to leave the sunny coast and to begin traveling. And I spent a couple of years, going to a whole bunch of places, exploring what it would be like to live in different places and how I felt different in different places. And so now I'm back on the sunny coast where I was guided to come back and wrap up my life. And in order to launch myself like into a more fluid kind of lifestyle. Basically, I want to be like a digital nomad, and those cool puppies who travel and do epic things online. I want to be that. I want to do that, but I'm trying to work out how to support myself financially in that process. And I have not yet cracked the code. I have not cracked the code. I'm in the process of trying to crack the code. I'm very committed. But do I know exactly how I'm going to crack it? No. No, I do not. No, I do not. To my great dismay, despair, I don't know. Anyway, one of those words. So basically what's happening is this is so I've been on the sunny coast for I think it's been about 8 months. So I am finally back in my tiny house and I am finally actually renovating my tiny house in preparation to sell it, hoping that this little chunk of cash is then going to be what should we call it? Like my launch pad, into a very new kind of life, that the life that I've been dreaming of, the life that I've been really desiring. And oh man, are there some little classic, what should we call them? I mean, some might call them obstacles, others might like to call them challenges. Like some might like to say it's spirit being a pain in the absolute butt, just here to test me personally, to be a thorn in my side. Look, whatever. Who knows? Let's say that there have been many, many things come up uh, to grow me, to grow me as part of my exit strategy. So, what's happening right now is that I have this pretty massive list, this bucket list of countries that I've been working on that I want to go to. I studied this thing, without boring you too much, I studied this thing called astrocartography. I just call it astro maps. It's basically your astrology chart mapped over the world, which gives you like a cheat sheet of how you're going to feel in different countries. So I've been using that to kind of get my head around like, what countries do I want to explore? Basically, I'm not happy in Australia. I'm not happy here. And my intuition keeps telling me that I need to leave. I need to be willing to leave everything, my whole life in Australia, my whole roots, and to be willing to go and find a brand new life. That is how I'm going to find the core group of friends that I'm seeking, the core partner that I'm seeking, like all the things, and spirit just keeps telling me, get out of here. But I'm chicken. Like I'm super chicken, right? And I am one of those people who I want to be really brave and I try to be brave, but I'm actually like wired for a lot of fear. I think a lot of us are wired for fear, right? I'm just like everybody else. But I'm doing my best to move through and past my fear and to get myself out the other side into this life that I actually want so that I can stop like, living this semi version of what I want. So what's happening in real time is this, is that I wrote this chapter in this book, which is being launched. The book is called Begin It Now, and the book is being launched in Vancouver on the 6th of November. Yes, that is in just over 3 weeks' time. And as things stand right now, I have said yes, that I'm going. Do I know exactly how I'm going to make that happen? No. No, I do not. No, I do not. The ducks are so not lined up, right? The ducks are way beyond lined up. There's a couple of ducks that have thrown me tiny pebbles, and I'm grateful. But the rest of the flock is still completely MIA. So let's see what happens. But basically, I am in the process of, like, I've been trialing different things. You know, I applied for a grant to see if that would cover my flights, but I didn't get that grant. And I have, like, you know, started investing a little bit of cash that I have to see whether something's going to come of that. And anyway, I have like all these little things happening. And I'm like praying for miracles, big time praying for miracles. And what my intuition is basically guiding me is to spend a chunk of time in Vancouver, have like a staycation. I have a really, really cool line, astro map line in Vancouver. I have a Jupiter line, which is like luck and success in big business. It's really where people go to promote their business and to have financial rewards. So, and the last couple of times I was on my Jupiter line, like really cool work stuff happened. So I do feel in the core of my being that, you know, it would be amazing for me to get there if I can make it happen. But I don't really want to just go for like 3 days for the event. You know, I want to go and spend a chunk of time, and that involves a bigger investment, and that's what I'm trying to create. And I guess the other truth is that I don't really want to come back to Australia. Like, if I can get myself to Vancouver, I want to go from there. At this stage, I'm thinking from there to Spain, but that could change because apparently, like, I am just malleable right now, according to, you know, my guidance and following the whisperings that I get from spirit. So, yeah, and if spirit is too woo-woo a term for you, just call it the universe, call it whatever the hell you want. Like, I'm not precious. So that's where I'm at. And the truth is, I have no idea how I'm going to make this happen. And all I have is my faith in myself, my faith that this deep knowing that I am not actually where I need to be, you know, and that there are other worlds for me. There are other places, there are other rooms waiting for me. And I'm just sitting in the knowing of that, but not knowing the how. And I guess that's the main thing that I wanted to share right now. Like, ah, what do I want to say? I think it's really hard. I want to acknowledge that it's really hard when we have these dreams, you know. Well, for me, I can only speak for me, you know, when I have these dreams, these deep gut senses that there is this whole other vision that I have for my life that is actually the life I'm meant to be living, you know, that I'm not fully stepped in to the version of me that I need to be stepped into. But oh, sweet mother, the fear of actually taking the steps into that unknown. It's so hectic. There were definitely some tears yesterday. There was some serious freeze response. I spent most of yesterday in a freeze. Not most, till about 3 p.m. And then there was an absolute ton of action till 11:30 p.m. Including the recording of my audio chapter for Spotify for this book, you know, which happened at like 10 at night. So, you know, things are happening, but it's really, I guess what I want to say is that for me right now, because the truth is I'm really scared. I'm really super scared. I have no evidence that I'm going to pull this off. And I guess what I want to say is that my experience is that my intuition, when it screams loud and hard, it's not wrong. It's never wrong. Even when it doesn't look sexy, even when it feels super clunky, and even when it doesn't even necessarily feel right, because it doesn't feel easy, like it rarely feels easy, you know. And I guess that's what I want to share, is that sometimes for me, actually regularly for me, the things that my intuition tells me to do are so disturbing that I want to lay down and pray for death. So, like, if that happens for you, I guess I just want to say, honeypot, you are not alone. You are so not alone. And I want to also say that if you are sitting on this precipice of taking a risk, taking a step, I just want to send you so much love, so much strength, so much courage. And my tip is to just take one tiny little step that you can do in this moment. For me, yesterday, the unfreeze pattern was just depositing this money into this new account to start doing a bit of investing and to see whether that would bring a result, like not knowing whether it will or won't. But from that then triggered a whole bunch of energy that gave me movement and traction to take so many steps for the rest of the day. And I have no idea what your tiny step will be. But I think sometimes when we're frozen in fear, which is like a thing, a real thing, let's acknowledge it. This human gig, oh, dude, I really miss just being in an etheric body, like like being etheric and not having a physical body, because this human gig is hardcore. It is so hardcore. It's so hectic, right? And I just want to acknowledge that sometimes we get scared. If you get scared, that's okay. And I just want to love you through it. I want to love myself through it. And I want to love you through it. I want to love all of us through our fears so that we can just take tiny little baby steps, whatever that step is today, to just keep moving forward, keep listening, keep, listening to those whispers from inside, and keep trusting that we actually do have the answers inside us and that we actually know deep down the life that we want if we're willing to take a little bit of a step. The other thing that is going on for me right now, oh man, I have not actioned this yet, and I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. I have spent literally more than 2 years creating this massive 10-week program. Like, blood, sweat, and tears, thousands of hours. Like this 10-week program, intuition program that I ran, in real time with a whole bunch of participants. And I'm being guided to now offer the online version completely free, just as a gift to anybody who wants it. And dude, I'm in a tug of war with my intuition going, are you serious, Spirit? And Spirit is telling me, do it. Just give it to the world. It's going to pay off. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, it hasn't happened yet. I'm still in a battle. Like, let's see how I go over the next 24 hours, whether I can actually make that happen. But I just wanted to share, that's where I'm at right now. If you're receiving this, I just want to love all of you, every single part of you, because you know what? Each of us needs a little cheer squad. And I've decided that if you land on this, I'm going to be your cheer squad, because we all need like a little fairy godmother kind of like whisperer, juju, magical unicorn creature. That was a lot of adjectives, but anyway, that's where I'm going right now. And we all need that. I want to be that for you. And yeah, just thank you. Just thank you for, if you've landed here and if you've reached the end of this video, maybe pop a little unicorn in the chat and, let me know, like, genuinely, what is the one step you have just taken or are committed to just taking to get yourself out of freeze? And I celebrate you in following the whisperings of your soul. I love you and I send you my whole heart. Mwah. Bye, beautiful.